Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is the 58th part of What If Deku Was a Magical Girl Mascot, Quirk, Magical Girl Mascot. The author of this great fan fic is Emma Ively. Links to them and original story in the description. Chapter 58, The License Exam Begins. The fallout from the restaurant incident was pretty big for the restaurant. After all, a ton of stuff happened because of it. Many people with mutation quirks joined the boycott due to the spreading hair around comment. Not to mention the people with quirks that affected their diet once word had spread that due to weird reasons Izuku had to eat his meals in his animal form. Combined with the Idaitan agency denouncing the restaurant, the Yaoyorozu family pretty much starting the boycott. Not to mention the memes that were spread. Like, if you want to have a bad date, go this restaurant. The less said about that one woman the better, but needless to say her reputation took a hit. As for Class 1A, they did their training, and also during that week a new tradition was set up. Every Saturday night, Inko would come to the dorms and make dinner for everyone. Though after hearing Monoma was jealous. I can't believe 1A has Nizu's assistant cook dinner of them. He seethed hearing about Midoriya's mom. Corrected Kendo with a sweat drop. What? Asked Monoma. She's not doing it was Nizu's assistant. She doing it as Midoriya's mom, said Kendo. Monoma was going to make a snide comment, then grumbled remembering the interview and that she was doing it as a mother not and as someone who worked at the school. Still, things seemed to be looking up for the class as they went to take the exam. The class arrived at the Dagoba Civic Center. It's a bit nerve-wracking, said Yaoyorozu. Hey, I'm sure it will be fine, said Kirishima. Shitty hair does have a point, said Katsuki. We're going to be fine. With all the shit we had to deal with the last several months, I think we'll pass. Bakugo's got a good point, said Kirishima. Let's all say the motto to hype ourselves up. The rest of the class seemed to be excited to it. Plus, began Kirishima. They didn't notice a very tall boy joining. Ultra. The rest of them cheered along with the very tall boy. Everyone stared at him. What? Asked Izuku, staring at the boy. They noticed that other students nearby noticed what he did. Inasa, you shouldn't interrupt another school's huddle, said a boy with purple hair. I am so very sorry, yelled the boy named Inasa, bowing so hard he slammed his head into the ground. The class was freaking out over his behavior. After all, he had so much energy. They're from Shiketsu, said Izuku, recognizing the uniform. One of the best schools in the country. Interesting, said Katsuki. Kaken, don't think that way, said Izuku. Come on, it's also partially a competition, said Katsuki. It's just that I was so excited hearing the motto. I just had to join in, yelled the boy from Shiketsu. The boy stared at Shoto for a few seconds as blood started to pour out, a wound he got from bowing. You're bleeding, said a girl from Shiketsu who had strawberry blonde hair. We have to go, Inasa, said the purple-haired student. Shiketsu left, leaving Class 1A confused. Inasa Yarashi, said Aizawa. You know him? Asked Siro. Aizawa explained how he had gotten first in the recommendation exam but had declined the place in UA. Wait, he's the one who got the highest score in the recommendation exam? Asked Shoto out loud. He clearly loves this school so much, I wonder why gave up, said Siro. She noticed her partners and made the hand sign. So? Thought Katsuki. I don't remember him, thought Shoto. What? Thought Izuku. Well, it was during the time when you didn't care about other people, pointed out Tsuyu. Shoto flinched when she pointed that out. Tsuyu, harsh, thought Toru. She's got a point though, thought Katsuki. However, before the conversation could continue, a voice called, Eraser, that is you. They turned, saw a green-haired woman walking towards them. Joke, he muttered. Long time no see. Want to get married, said the woman. No, muttered Aizawa. However, he ignored the looks some of the girls were giving him. Wait. You're Ms. Joke, said Izuku. Your quirk outburst makes your opponents laugh uncontrollably. Oh, you know the quirks of pretty women? I guess it makes sense you had to pay attention to them, said Ms. Joke, recognizing Izuku. Izuku blushed brightly, knowing that she was just messing with him. So if you're here, then that must mean, said Aizawa. Yeah, said Ms. Joke. She turned. Another class was walking over here. Come meet us. Oh, no way. It really is UA? Asked a blonde girl. This is class 2 at Ketsubatsu High, said Ms. Joke. Hello, my name is Shindo, said a boy with curly hair similar to Izuku but completely black. It's nice to meet you. Oh, it's nice to meet you too, said Izuku somewhat shyly. What are you pulling? Asked Katsuki, glaring at him. Excuse me? Asked Shindo. Hey, said the blonde girl, looking at Achiko and Izuku while changing the subject. Did you two ever manage to salvage your date? Izuku and Achiko both started to blush. I guess you don't want to talk about it, said the blonde girl. Their first date failed because of quirkiest assholes. Why would they want to talk to someone they don't even know about it? Asked Katsuki. Okay, you do have a point, said the girl. Ms. Joke looked at the class. So what is it like teaching that class? Asked Ms. Joke. Stressful, muttered Aizawa. He looked at Izuku. After all, Izuku had become a celebrity in his own right. First was taking down Stain, then his kidnapping, followed by bonding with All Might, and now his failed date was making waves. Hopefully no one would point it out. He knew that it would probably blow his mind. And it's amazing to meet the world-famous Izuku Midoriya, said Shindo, looking at Izuku while changing the subject away from his disastrous state. What? Yelled Izuku, blushing so red that he shocked himself into transforming into his animal form. Holy crap! Yelled on the Ketsubatsu students. We know he could do that, said another. Yeah, but seeing it, said the one who yelled that out. Well, I think we should start getting ready. See you, Eraser, said Ms. Joke, who was leading away her students. You know, Midoriya, after everything you probably are world famous, said Kaminari. Tenya had picked up Izuku, who was not in the mood to be human. Midoriya, you're going to have to turn back soon, said Aizawa. I know, sighed Izuku. It was clear that he was going to be in his animal form until the changing room at least. And so they all changed into their costumes, mostly. The magical girls were waiting for their classmates. Having instantaneous costume change gave them more time. After all, Katsuki had suggested something rather interesting, a way to see if she should help Shoto's memory and see if she could remember what she did. She basically pictured just poking Shoto's mind while thinking about an Asa. That was when her memories of that day started to play in Shoto, Katsuki, and Izuku's minds. Of the taller boy being a good sport about it, but Shoto just glaring at him and being well. Shoto before the bond. You need to apologize, thought Katsuki. I do, thought Shoto with a sigh. Thought Izuku. You can turn it off, though, Shoto. Okay, thought Izuku, who turned off telepathy. The others noticed the looks on Katsuki and Shoto's faces. So what did you do? Asked Toru. He was just a huge ass to him, said Katsuki. Shoto just sighed. On the bright side, we know that we can trigger each other's memories if we need to, said Tsuyu. It is a good thing to do between us, said Tenya. Once their classmates were done getting ready, all of them transformed and joined their classmates to orientation, where a very sleepy man from the Heroic Public Safety Commission explained everything. My name is Mara, and excuse me for a minute, he explained. I haven't gotten any sleep in weeks preparing for this exam, so I hope you all enjoy this. This just made everyone sweat drop at him. Anyways, after 2 events, people have been questioning heroes. After what happened with Stain, people have been questioning the hero's ideals, and after Kamino, after we almost lost All Might, people have been questioning if we can just rely on him anymore," said the official. Izuku flinched when he said that. "Izuku, it's okay," said Shoto. "Sorry, it just makes me think sometimes, what if I didn't bond with All Might?" sighed Izuku. Shoto patted Izuku's back. Achiko, Tenya, and Katsuki all confronted him as well, unaware of Anasa not far away watching Shoto. "Because of that, we decided to make the exam a bit harder this year," explained Mara. He began to explain the rules. It was a large fight where each participant wore 3 targets and were given balls to hit the targets. When all 3 targets were hit, they were out, and the person who hit the last target getting the points. Once someone gets 2 points, they pass. The first 100 people to get 2 targets each will go on the next round," said Mara. "What, no way?" yelled Ashido. "That's less a tenth of all participants," said Tsuyu. "Tsuyu, I think you need to work on your math," said Achiko with a sweat drop. "So please keep your targets in visible locations, so no under armpits or anything like that," said Mara. "We'll pass around the targets while we open it up." "Open it up?" asked Izuku. That was when suddenly the entire room opened up, and almost everyone was gaping at the sight. The entire arena floor was a mix of various locations. From cities to areas that looks like factories or other locations as well. "We've put into detail so you can feel at home in any location. I hope you're happy with all the work I put into it," said Mara. That last passive-aggressive jab made a lot of people sweat drop. Meanwhile, in the stand, Aizawa sat near Ms. Joke. "You know you must really like your class this year," said Ms. Joke. "I mean, you haven't expelled a single one of them." Aizawa didn't respond. "So did you warn them about the crush?" asked Ms. Joke. "No, I didn't," said Aizawa. "Really? Why?" asked Ms. Joke. "I don't think I needed to," said Aizawa, "for many reasons." "What is because of Kamino?" asked Ms. Joke. "I know that Midoriya can copy the quirk of his partners, but it's not that," said Aizawa. "If the other classes don't think that they haven't improved since the sports festival, then it's their mistake." Ms. Joke's eyes widened. On the battlefield, all of Class 1 has stuck together. After all, it seemed like this was a match that worked better if they teamed up with someone. "Something I realized," said Izuku out loud, "they know about our quirks." Everyone was surprised realizing it. "The sports festival," said Yayorozu. "Yeah," said Izuku, "because of that they think they have the advantage." "What do you mean think?" asked Mineta. "I have an idea," said Izuku. He began to strategize with his classmates, explaining his plan. Many of them were surprised by this, mostly because they weren't expecting that ability, though a few of them already knew about it and seen it firsthand. And so they separated to perform the plan. Izuku, Katsuki, Shoto, Achiko, Tsuyu, Tokoyami, Kirishima, Ashido, Kaminari, Oyama, and Yayorozu all stood together, the magical girls of the group even summoning their wands. All of them were in the tournament, aka the ones that got the most attention out of all of them. However, Tenya was the only one that was in the tournament that wasn't part of this group, but what was because she was part of very different part of the plan. "This better work," said Kaminari. "Please, it's Deku, it will work," said Katsuki. And all of them got ready as the buzzer rang, expecting for most of the students to go after them. And hopefully Izuku's plan will work. After all, their information from the sports festival was out of date, very out of date. That will be it for this part. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you want part 59. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I hope to see you all in the next one.